Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here with a speculation video on the next update for No Man's Sky. So right now we have no idea when the next update's going to happen or what it's going to be at all. No idea. So this video is full of speculation. If you don't like that, that's okay. I still love you. I will see you in the next video. But if you do, hit that like button and let's jump into what I think the next update's going to be and when it's going to happen. So before we get too deep into it, I just want to, for all the new people who just started playing No Man's Sky, the things to look out for right before an update comes out is, number one, it goes on sale everywhere. So not just on Steam, not just on Xbox, everywhere. So you're going to see a sale on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam at the same time. That's the first clue that there's probably an update on the way. The thing that will guarantee it basically is an emoji from Sean Murray. You need to be following Sean Murray over on Twitter. He will give you he'll give everybody an emoji, and it'll just be one single tweet with one single emoji. We've got the whale emoji for the Leviathan for space whales. We've got an orange emoji for the Origins update. So we got the skull and crossbones for the Outlaws update, the pirate update. So we know that it's going to be something like that. The last thing we're going to look for is the internal branch on Steam will get updated. So the internal branch is the version of the game that they play at Hello Games. Sean Murray is testing it out at the company to make sure the update that they're going to put out is actually working like it should. So when they update the internal branch, we see an emoji and it's on sale. That means that the update will be coming very, very soon. The other thing to keep in mind is that they usually, not always, they usually try to put the update at least out by like middle of the week. So we're talking Wednesday. They don't like to put an update out at the end of the week, meaning Thursday or Friday, because they know that there's going to be bugs and they want to patch those bugs. So if they put it out on Wednesday or Tuesday, that gives them a day or two to go through and fix the bugs before the weekend comes, because nobody wants to work on the weekends. So we know that it's probably going to come out on a Wednesday, and it's going to come out after the sale starts, an internal update, and Sean Murray tweets. All that being said, when do I think the next update is going to come out? Well, today's the 15th. I am recording this a little bit early, so it might be out today. I doubt it, because it's going to be a Friday. So more than likely, we're not going to see an update till at least next week. I'm guessing, actually, we're going to see it more towards the end of July, maybe even the first couple of weeks in August, simply because I feel like we have one more update before the Switch version comes out. That comes out in October. So you don't want to do it too early, because you still have to make this update last until October or nearest to October. And you don't want it to be too late, because if there's too much time between updates, people get bored. I'm sure most of you guys are already moving on to other games right now. And so you don't want everyone to leave either. So you got to try to balance out between having room and breathing room between updates and not putting them all together at the same time. So it makes sense, at least to me, and this again is all speculation, it makes sense that it would be either the last couple of weeks of July or maybe the first couple of weeks of August for this update to come out. But what is the update going to be? Well, I think a lot of people have been speculating, it's going to be this, freighter update or whatever. I actually think that they're going to make a single-player storyline update, just because the Switch version has been delayed, and now we know it's only single-player. There's no multiplayer in the Switch version. Again, speculation. I have no idea. I'm not talking to anybody at Hello Games or Sean Murray or anything like that. I feel like they were trying to get the Switch version out in the summertime, and they just could not get it to work with multiplayer. They were just like, look, this is going to be a single-player only version for now. Maybe a year or two from now, they can make it multiplayer fit in there. I don't think they ever will. I think that the Switch version, again, speculation, will only be single player forever. Just multiplayer on the Switch is already difficult enough. Throw in all the other things with No Man's Sky, the fact that it's cross-platform, the fact that it's procedurally generated, which means that it's already probably pushing the Switch to the limit on its own, let alone throw in multiplayer. I don't think we'll ever see a multiplayer version on the Switch. I could be wrong, but I don't think we will. And so with that being said, they probably want to have something that's special that Switch players can get into. And so that would be either adding more story content, give us a new storyline, add to it, whatever, or maybe possibly they're going to put all of the story elements together, because right now it feels like they just threw everything on top of each other. They had the Atlas, Atlas Rises. They have the Artemis storyline. And so there's that core storyline where you're following, you're trying to figure out what happened to Artemis. And I don't want to do any spoilers in here, but there are things that come out along the way. And then we got like the Dreams of the Deep. That is an underwater storyline, but it's totally separate. It's a random event, basically. When you're traveling, you will randomly get not a phone call, but a communicator call about a crashed ship in water. That's how you get your submarine. Or, we also have the living ship storyline where you have to buy an egg. You have to buy a void egg and then follow that around. Or you could do the pirate update or the pirate storyline where you get your hood. There are tons of storylines. There's tons of cool stuff there, but they're all based on randomized events. You could totally miss a lot of this stuff simply because, like for the pirate one specifically, you have to pulse drive, and it's a random event that the pirate system thing will come up if you're pulse driving. Or to get the Sentinel update, there's a Sentinel storyline where you can upgrade your mech and get a Sentinel drone as a companion. That is a randomized event that is linked to your settlement. That is, people won't even get a settlement, and so why would they even get to the drone or the upgrades for your mech? So I have a feeling that they're going to unify all of that together into one cohesive, for lack of a better word, campaign. It'll be like the story mode of No Man's Sky. Whether that is just like a whole different mode or whatever, I have no idea. But I feel like they can actually join all of this together so they all kind of add to each other rather than be randomized events that you accidentally run into while you're playing No Man's Sky. It feels very hit or miss. Some people can't even get some of it to activate. Like if you don't have a settlement, or sometimes if you do have a settlement, you still can't get your drone companion for whatever reason. It's just glitched out or just doesn't work. The same thing for the living ships. Sometimes you get a void egg and you just can't get it to work. It's just not clicking and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. I feel like they just need to do a once over. They need to go through all of these cool like little story mission type scenarios and just put it all together into one cohesive thing. I think that is what we're going to see. With another revamp of, they're going to add different things. They're going to basically like a big major overhaul for the storyline and story missions of No Man's Sky that kind of cleans it up, puts it all together, unifies it all. That way it makes it easier and it makes it more fun to do because they're all interconnected. Like, what if during this Artemis storyline, they give you a void egg instead of having to buy one for 3,000, or I think it's 3,600 Quicksilver. That's insane. You got to save a lot of Quicksilver in order to get a void egg. What if they just gave you one? You can go buy other ones if you want to, but you get one for free during that storyline. I think that that's a great idea, and it would also really, really entice the Switch version of the game, because then you have all this stuff to do on your own. You don't even need multiplayer to have fun and explore. But, I could be wrong. Totally could be wrong. It could just be another content update like, Outlaws. They could add Pirates, or they could add whatever, a Leviathan. Who knows? Nobody knows. Well, Sean Murray knows and Hello Games knows, but we don't know. I'm just speculating, spitballing. That's what would make sense to me. And that's another reason why you would push it back to October. You could just say, hey, look, we wanted to do the Switch version. We can put it out now, but it's single player. We want an update that emphasizes the single player aspect of No Man's Sky. and a storyline or some kind of cohesive campaign would really emphasize the single player aspect of No Man's Sky. And so I think that's why they pushed it back. Push it back till October. That way it gives us time to put out this single player revamp, whatever you want to call it, story mode of No Man's Sky. So I could be wrong. What do you guys think? Let me know down in those comments below, and I will see you guys next time.